Okay. All right. Sorry. I just all right.
What?
Sorry, I was just listening to some recent Phidias videos.
Oh, nice.
We can. This is the episode now. I think. Because we love talking about our boy Phidias. He So there's like, I don't know if you know this, but in the European Parliament there is like a little kind of like sound stage thing. Um, where like there's like, there's a counter with like the European Parliament logo on it, and like you can sit behind it, and it's a TV set, right? And you can do like, you can podcast. Basically from there, I think, obviously I think it's like booking a meeting room in a big office kind of thing, but like, yeah, it's there for you to use.
Can we use it?
No, we can't.
Oh, because we're not
Phineas can.
MEPs. All right,
Yeah.
here's my official corner Späti announcement. I am running next elections so that we can podcast from either Strasbourg or Brussels in these little rooms. That will be my campaign motto. I want to podcast from Brussels. Get me in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. We can. That would be a great way to end
What
this
about
podcast.
Nick? What about migration? No. Oh Nick, what about the what about this? No. Oh Nick, what about Ukraine? No. Nick, what about podcasting? Now I'm on to that now I can talk. Now I
Yeah.
can talk about that. Now, if
All
you
the,
want to
yeah.
hear my opinions about said topics that I said no to, get me into the European Parliament, and I will inform you of my take on things from Brussels. It's Corner Späti.
I will be forced to, as penance. Um, as penance, I will tell you, uh, uh, uh um, my opinions on other topics because you
Yeah,
make me.
because you make me. And also, Ursula von der Leyen is pointing a Rheinmetall tiger tank at me, or a leopard tank.
I think
Leopard
Rheinmetall, I
2.
think, has made her like a custom order bespoke gun.
Yeah. A big tank.
It's a big tank. It's a tank.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. Ursula von der Leyen has a 155 millimeter howitzer pointed at my balls.
Because I podcast the truth. But yeah, so Phidias has been enjoying the podcasting center of the European Parliament.
That's awesome.
Be,
that really is cool.
So interestingly, he's hanging out there with one of the like Volt MEPs. I've forgotten her name. I think she was like second on the list from Germany.
Yeah.
No, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to actually come to the page on Volt, but I guess this is fine.
Kieran, no, stop it. You have to stop yourself.
I think I've mentioned this before, but one of the ways I knew like Twitter was dying is all the Volt people. A lot of the Volt people left because they just got like, unless they were already like big names in Volt, they just kind of left.
Oh,
and
I mean, like,
yeah.
I feel that it's like right there. Like, I mean, a rich dude bringing like European neo-fascism is like right up their alley. Like, come on, like, how are they not staying there?
No,
they're literally the party of this. They are like the Elon Musk party, just for like a bit nerdier of a person.
Today, Damian von Boeselager did the head of Volt and one of their MEPs, the main guy, did tweet that basically Germany needs its own Doge, Department of Government Efficiency.
Of course he fucking did.
But he called it the Ministry of Government Efficiency and Digitalisierung. So
these people are the stupidest people in Europe by like a long shot. Like, like there is not a dumber person than the person who looks at Elon Musk and is like, that's good. Or like Vivek, like morons. Like I have no, like, I don't know how you have the patience for this. These are just idiots.
I mean, Yeah. I mean, yeah. But also, um, Phidias is responding to Elon Musk with like video posts. Uh, um, because he posts his videos on Twitter. Like, yeah. So Phidias made a video a while back about like left and right politics of like which grouping he should join. I think he stayed independent. I can't quite remember. I'm losing track. The politics of Phidias. I just want the vibes of Phidias. But like, and then Elon Musk, in typical kind of like
Chat, should I become a
goating,
fascist or should I become a leftist?
um, so like Phidias does one of those things where he rejects the idea of far right and far left, and he thinks that's
He's a
silly. The really
secret
kind of like
special third thing. I am giving my membership in to Christy Javier or whatever the fucking
or whatever Christian in
I
Exile is
yeah
called again.
yeah yeah
Alec, something like
yeah I
that,
think it
right?
is that yeah.
Yeah. Um, the yeah, he's a like he Phidias really does have like the most mind blowing thing you'd ever hear a 17-year-old say, kind of thing. Like, oh, I reject far right and far left labels. They don't mean anything.
Crazy
Yeah,
man.
yeah. And
Whoa.
like, I'm only hanging out at your house, man, because I can't drive yet. As soon as I can, it's over for you.
Yeah, Phidias
So
hits the bong and just tells you he's like, the Greek word economia means actually that then is the household, and we live in a household, Europa.
uh, I do like the idea of doing like being a Greek guy who does fake Greek etymology of just like economy. It means
It means
the selling
dead.
of seashells
Yeah.
by seashore.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You just fucking like toke up and just like, well, actually, society is a Greek word. It means fucking your friends.
Yeah. So he then like he posts that video, and then Elon Musk has to come along and be like, what makes a party far right? You know, because it's the Elon Musk uh um fucking goating stupid Nazi bullshit that he does of like, oh, is it far right to love your country? Well, and like, yes. Um, you should fucking love your own children. You fucking weirdo. Um, but anyway, he then does a response video, be like, "Oh, look how it is subjective." You know, the left parties of Europe consider the ECR to be far right, but if I ask the EPP, they wouldn't consider the ECR to be far right. I
Are
was
you
like,
trying to get me to not like Phidias anymore? Like he
no, I think
he went from
he's
being
completely head empty.
he went from being a little doll of mine that I just loved his I loved his like joyful stupidity of getting into. I mean, like honestly, like part of me wishes that everyone in the European Parliament was as stupid. Maybe they are as stupid as him. But I don't need Phidias getting into the sense of I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast and I found out that right and left are the same.
He's a beautiful oaf, but like that is so corruptible
Oh yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
halls of power.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I asked my friend who's a neo-Nazi if he's far right, and he said, "Well, no, he's a patriot."
Yeah, exactly. And it is very funny to be like the ECR is not far right, or like, you know, the ECR's title as being far right is in question, considering the main players in that are like PIS and Maloney. And I'm like, fuck off. Like, that is a far right organization.
Can we should though? Like, I mean, we should send Phidias to the Maloney restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that like a does he have like a Patreon tier or something that we can like subscribe to like request that of him?
I'm
We
not
get
giving Phidias fucking shit. He makes like $5,000 a month for sitting on his ass.
mm,
Like
mm.
living the dream. As in, get me to the European Parliament so I can sit on my ass.
Yeah, we
And
need to, yeah,
podcast, baby. Welcome to
send me to the
Brussels,
podcast.
live from Corner Späti, or live from Brussels. It's Corner Späti.
It is just like, it is just us as podcasters wishing to like sample a rare delicacy of like the forbidden podcast studio.
Exactly. Yeah.
We wish to go there.
Yeah. I need to frequent the Brussels sex parties for research.
just there dressed as like a 1930s newsie, like at the like at like all daddy no condom orgy with like a bunch of like closeted Hungarian politicians, and you're just like wearing that hat that has the little paper slip that says press on it, and a trench coat with like a microphone that's powered by like steam. Just been like, hey, what do you say to the new agricultural reforms proposed by France?
Yeah. Just interviewing. Yeah, interviewing like a French MEP just getting railed by a Hungarian homophobe.
Well, I'm assuming we camp out at the snack stand. That seems like the only place you'd get people to like have a conversation, right? It's
No.
like,
I'm a real gonzo journalist on this one.
I'm going in. Ah. Hey, welcome to your weekly corner debate.
I thought we already did the intro. Hey, it's me, Nick. I'm here, and we're here in Brussels, live from Corner Späti. It's Brussels.
Yeah, we have to always do the intro because this might be someone's first episode. In which case, that first couple of minutes was probably very upsetting.
I hope so. I hope that your first like moments of Corner Späti is how I feel disassociating.
It's just being taken through a guided meditation, just like having
everything
like,
horrible.
The core tenets of Buddhism explained to you in Phidias's YouTube voice.
Hell yeah, I'd pay for that. I'd pay for his Patreon.
Yeah. Anyway, so any other news? Some top news today is we're recording this on Friday 29th of November, and I have voted for like the first time in a while in like an actual major election.
I'm sorry, when you said top news, I thought it was just gonna be like news of like tops. Like, what are the tops of Europe getting up to?
Well, you see, the problem with Fine Gael at the moment is they did accidentally elect like a complete bottom. In classic Fine Gael fashion, it's been like, look at this great guy that we found to sub in for Leo Varadkar after those disastrous referendums. So here he is. He's Simon Harris. He's the TikTok Taoiseach. He calls himself that. I love when people give themselves nicknames. Like, hey, I'm Kieran. Maximum Legend Fun Time is what everyone calls me. Actually, all my friends know me as the Dragon.
Yeah. We got fucking Simon McCuck over here. Like,
and yeah, so naturally enough, he comes along and he's just like a charisma pit.
Yeah.
Every interaction with like a real person has just been, and I was thinking about it today, but like Leo Varadkar, like I think he practiced enough self-care that like
he's been learning from
when
his mistakes.
He encountered when he encountered a member of the public, which he viewed as beneath him, he was just able to like meditate in that moment and just be like, this interaction with this pleb will be over soon. Just smile through it. Whereas Simon Harris is just so bitter and angry and just mean and just like says the worst thing at any given moment. Like,
I respect that a little bit, to be honest. Like,
so someone a member, like, okay, so this is being reported on as like a member of People Before Profit, because like it's a lecturer from a college here in Ireland who's like does talk about housing, confronted him on the street about housing and was giving out to him, and the entire time Simon Harris was just going, will you let me talk, will you let me talk, will you let me talk, and he just goes, of course you can talk, and he just like goes, he talks, and then like Simon Harris responds with like, well, first of all, don't tell me what to do. It's just like
Why does he
everyone's
sound
just
like
like this.
Irish Ben Shapiro?
He is. I like. He's 100% that. Every interaction he has with a member of the public, like people in like who are clearly desperate. Like he had another terrible interaction with like someone who's a nurse, like a elderly care kind of like nurse. He had a terrible interaction with a woman in the supermarket. Like all of these, and his first impulse, Leo Varadkar's impulse, like they both these people think that the general public are beneath them. They are worms. Leo Varadkar goes into his like mind palace and just vibes in there, and then forgets the interaction ever happened. Simon Harris really does think he's like the star of a YouTube video called like Taoiseach owns a poor woman, basically. Like
How does that work in a country where everyone knows each other?
badly, really badly, really poorly. Like they called so he called this election with like really like with no notice, right? He did it in like I barely registered. Um My wife
How
didn't
does
get a
it
chance to
feel,
register
first
on
off,
time.
just to like vote again, baby?
Oh, it's so powerful. Democracy, baby. I'm
Yeah,
just
nice.
Schoolhouse Rock playing in my head. The so I managed to vote. I managed to register. It was a scramble. I think I got in the day before the vote, like registration closed. It was all done online, which is to say, it was on a website that like for. I tried it 6 times. 5 of those times, it was like this address is fake. And I'm like, I'm in the place. I'm in the house right now. It's not. I'm here. Please let me register. Um, when you register in Ireland, you get a little like paper slip in the post that you then use to like go vote. And if you don't get that, you can just show up with your passport and proof of address. But like, I've been already hearing stories that because of how rushed this election was, loads of people didn't get those paper slips, and a good chunk of those people think you can't vote without them. 100%. Um, bunch of young people I think have missed the chance to register as well, and all of this was done because in 2020, the last election, the rise of Sinn Féin happened purely between the time in which like the election was called up until when it was actually held. That's like where all the growth happened for Sinn Féin. Because I think if I'm going to be like like painting a broad brush here, I think the Irish public is like very not engaged with politics until you're like forced to. Until like when a campaign starts and you like start looking at it, and that's when everyone realizes like, oh, this Fine Gael guy is a fucking dweeb. Like he's 38 years old and he has like a hunched back. He has like the Mr. Burns hunched back. Um,
He sounds like a
it is
German.
like
He sounds like a German politician then, of like having like being simultaneously like 26 and like 84. That rocks.
yeah,
I'm glad that then Germany exported that during Irish neutrality.
it's it's very strange because you have like the leader of Fine Gael and the leader of Fianna Fáil, where like you can describe leader of Fine Gael as old young, and the leader of Fianna
Yeah.
Fáil as young old.
Oh, okay. So one's old
Um,
money, new hoe, and
the Simon Harris looks like a kid wearing his dad's suit,
cool.
and then Micheál Martin looks like
I forgot
you ever
about
have
that
that.
name. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you ever have a dream where you're like in a rickety old house and there's a storm outside and it's like a New England kind of like coastal house, and then you walk like there's a baby crying and you keep walking into the room where the baby's crying, and like you go to the bassinet where the baby's in, it turns over and the baby has an old man's face. That's Micheál Martin.
That was
it's
here
it's
on
a
Earth.
baby with an old man's
Are
face.
you okay? I have never had a dream like that.
No, I'm just more kind of like making up like a really cheesy horror film
Oh, okay,
situation.
cool. I was gonna say, get that checked out, homie.
But
My
like
dreams are cool. I don't know about yours. My dreams are
yeah,
people yelling mean things to me. I don't know about you.
and one of them is the leader of Fianna Fáil. It's the vibes here, just to, because we're not going to get the results for this election if we're lucky until like Monday when this episode is out, because it takes ages to count our voting system. But the vibes here are just rancid. Like, everyone hates Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, but everyone has just like no hope at the moment that anything's going to change. So it's pretty bad. Bad vibes.
Well, I guess we'll have to tune in next week to live from Corner Späti at Brussels for our Ireland and post-election analysis.
From the forbidden podcast studio.
Yeah. I'm putting my feet up on Ursula von der Leyen's desk right now. This is my personal January 6th.
We've like very obnoxiously dragged her desk from her office to the podcast. It was like the loudest like wood table legs scraping against floor noise. Just like echoing through this building.
I had a really funny idea of like the funniest example of like German January 6th would be if like people did it, but with the like like paragliders. I don't know why, but that would be cool.
That is funny.
Because it's just like, I mean, like it would be so much anti-Semitism that the country wouldn't know how to function.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I do have an important update for you. And this is actually a good update for you, Nick, because this is a character I think I discovered when Uma was on the pod, when you were taking a break. And I'd love to.
Yeah, when I was when I was going to college, as Blue's Clues would tell me Steve was doing.
Yeah, when you were on the campaign trail to become MEP, so you can get access to the Forbidden podcast studio.
Exactly. You know, mission accomplished. We're here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, first of all, thanks to Jopla, probably Jopel on Twitter, who's been like my unofficial Norwegian royal family correspondent in my DMs. But I have to tell you about Marius Borg Hoiby.
I hope that you pronounced that right.
I hope I didn't.
Borg.
It is. It's Borg. I think it's probably Hebe. I think the O with the like line through it is the same as like O umlaut in German.
Yeah, actually, it's a click noise.
So Marius, I'm gonna refer to him as Marius. First of all, should put it out there. Looks like Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
And then the next sentence that you're having sounds very Game of Thronesy like too. So
right, the royal stepchild.
Stepmom. Step royalty. I'm stuck in the royal washing machine.
The diamond encrusted washing machine that we stole from some other country.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm stuck in this oil refinery.
So he is the son of Princess Mette Marit from a fling that she had before she met the heir apparent Hakon, who is the like prince and going to be like future king of Norway. So he married someone who already had a child, and that is Marius.
Cool.
Yeah. So last we talked about him, we were talking about like all the various shenanigans he was up to, like the involvement with drugs, the involvement with like crime that Marius is up to. But let's catch up with some new Marius news to introduce Nick to this wonderful character in Norwegian royal family watch. So a scandal occurred because police were monitoring him and his contacts because a lot of his friends are drug smugglers, mainly with connections to the Hells Angels, who operate in Norway, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
they operate everywhere.
Yeah, cool. So the scandal comes from the fact that the police gave him a personal phone call warning him that they were about to close in and like arrest him and like all of his friends. The call was recorded, and according to people who understand Norwegian, it sounds very chummy and warm and like that. Like the police were basically trying to do an intervention
Yeah. Oh,
to
hey,
Marius.
bro. I hate to bother you, but we're gonna
I love
get you.
because all the Scandies went to the Great Lakes. We just imagine everyone from Scandinavia just has like a Minnesota
Yeah,
accent.
exactly.
um. So yeah, very chummy, very warm, very like we're concerned about you, Marius. We don't think your Hell's Angel friends are your real friends. Uh, um. So the scandal comes from the fact that the call basically ruins the entire like sting surveillance network that they had established around Marius. Um, Marius has like
I
a
mean,
cocaine.
like, it like, of course there's like weird royalists that want to be friends with the, you know, royal stepchild in the police. Like, this is like, this makes
Yeah,
perfect
yeah.
sense. I'd want to be friends with him. He sounds
Well,
cool.
like kind like in a certain respect, there's some aspects of the Norwegian royal family that I'm just like I feel like would not happen with the British royal family, the royal family I'm most exposed to.
Yeah.
Of like a, a, a royal, especially like the heir apparent, marrying someone with a child already just feels like very alien
No,
and
this is
like
the
would
thing
not
is
happen.
that, I mean, by no means am I pro monarchy, but Norway seems to be doing this kind of in a cool, sexy way. I mean, there's, like, I know that then, like, again, the royal stepchild already kind of hot, if you ask me. Second,
Yeah.
Hell's Angels,
And
coke, crime, like the Brits could never. A Scandi, influencer. Now we're on to something.
yeah, and then like you missed the episode in which we talked about like um the American that has married into the Norwegian royal family,
Hell yeah, that's even
a one
cooler.
a one Durek Verrett, birth name Derek, but he changed it because he's very
He's
like well, first of all, he claims to be a shaman.
That's awesome.
Um,
That's so fucking cool.
yeah,
How do I spell his last
and
name?
Verrett.
Derek Verrett.
Yeah, Durek Verrett. He goes by
Oh,
Durek
Duret.
now.
Oh, whoa. Hell yeah. He's black
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So like basically like the we
I'm
talked about this
sorry.
last
Wait,
when
wait,
we had
wait.
yeah.
Durek Verrett is an American conspiracy theorist, convicted felon, alternative therapist, and self-professed shaman as a
Yep.
practitioner of neo-shamanism. Oh,
So
this dude
so
rocks. Princess.
so for anyone who didn't hear this episode, this is when the last time we had Flap 24 on and we're talking French politics. One of the co-hosts of Flap 24 is Ollie. He's from the UK, and he basically made the remark that like it's amazing that the Norwegian royal family kind of like withstood their Meghan Markle moment. Um, but that being said, Direct's Wikipedia page is not to be trusted. It is written by the most pissed off Norwegian royalists in the world.
They're
Like,
probably
don't get me wrong.
racist too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Durek has gotten up to some like goofy shit, and the like woman he's married into is also into some like goofy shit, believes in angels kind of thing. And that Wikipedia page is much nicer to her because she is the by
Dude,
blood
I
member of the royal
love,
family.
but like, to be fair, like, I got to give it up to Durek, really, of like, there is like, I feel that then that like like white European women just like fall for this shit more than anyone. Like hippie fucking bullshit. And you know what? I can't even be like, I mean, yes, there's a bunch I read very quickly over his stuff. A whole lot of horrible shit back there. But, I don't I don't want to get down on a guy for realizing that he can by default get into the royal family by just being
Mm,
a huckster. That's awesome.
yeah.
That
And also
rocks.
I should say that He got they got married recently, Derek and
Yeah.
Forgotten.
2024 it
Uh,
said, yeah.
Yep, very very recently. This is why it was on the podcast. It resurfaced because of the wedding.
The
And Netflix shot a documentary about it. So
That's awesome.
upcoming Corner Späti episode
Is
where
us
three of
watching
us,
the real royal wedding.
the housewives of
Yeah.
Oslo. Anyway, back to the other character here in the Norwegian royal family watch, which is Marius Borg Høiby. So anyway, he's got a cocaine addiction. This is pretty much established in the news. Witnesses have now come forward in this whole like arrest thing, saying that he was storing huge quantities of drugs in the Crown Prince estate where he lives. He also threw a party at the Crown Prince estate in Skaugum, is the name of where that is. Several guests had extensive criminal records, namely in drug smuggling. This and fun way this was discovered, Nick. Do you want to know how this came out?
No. I mean, I do want to know, but like, I don't know.
Okay. The people he invited stole the silverware and tried to auction it. And because they were like, this is the special silverware only the royal family has.
I really enjoy the sense that then that the Norwegian royal family attracts people that like a suburban white party would, of like people that just like, oh yeah, dude, we're gonna go and like steal iPods.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Okay. While this member of the Hells Angels is doing a cannonball into the royal swimming pool, we're going to
filled with cocaine.
Yeah, and let the bodies hit the floor is just blaring from you know, one of the crown prince's fucking rooms. We're gonna go in there and steal as many iPads as we can.
The royal
anyway,
iPad.
The royal iPad does crazy things. Høiby has been arrested for approaching. Okay, so this is where Høiby gets like really bad. Høiby has now been arrested for approaching an ex that's involved in a physical abuse case and is waiting for trial. So like, he's had this like physical abuse case put against him, and he keeps violating the like restraining order that's been put in place while this like, you know, before this case goes to trial. Like, people who like are allegedly victims and he's allegedly a perpetrator, during this period of time they can't have any contact. There's like a restraining order put in place so we can sort this shit out, right? Pretty standard procedure. He keeps violating that. So like, when he was arrested for getting close to one of them, and then when he was about to be arrested for all this drug stuff, first of all, the police gave him a 30 minutes beforehand warning phone call, which allowed him to like destroy his phone and SIM card. Then when he got arrested that time, he was in the presence of another ex he had like a restraining order against.
Damn, boy. Like, cut it out. Stop. What are you doing to get these constant restraining orders?
Well, like, it's because it's all restraining orders because trial is pending.
Yeah, no,
right?
For
like,
sure.
Yeah. But now that he's been arrested, out has come the
I take back the things I said about him being cool now.
Yeah.
I should have waited.
Yeah, because now the police have like confirmed the charges have been upped from physical abuse to sexual assault.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So you're really rubbing it in that I picked the wrong horse in this race.
Yeah, there's also some allegations against Derek, unfortunately, in that regard.
I mean, like, I didn't think that he was cool. I thought that his grind set was cool. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
game,
Yeah.
recognize game. And I don't know what game I have, but I'm assuming I feel, I
But
understand. I understand the want of an American to cozy up to a European royal by scamming your way there.
Look, if the Italians still had royals, I'd be doing this.
Oh my God, yeah. Hey, babe, I'm a
Like,
podcaster.
want to come with me to the Forbidden Podcast studio?
Oh,
Oh, I bet the Crown Prince estate of the Norwegian royal family has a sick podcast studio.
oh, 1,000,000%.
Yeah,
He lets me.
look at my ring.
He lets me record from there all the time.
Look at my ring light, where the light is refracted through diamonds. Anyway, let's get into the main topic of this, which is the Bulgarian elections.
Democracy
Another one.
democracy in action, baby. 37% fucking turnout. I love, like, is that more or less? I think the last election in Bulgaria was like 25 or something like that.
Yeah, no,
So,
this is up 4%.
congratulations, Bulgaria. You
did it.
did it.
So if anyone doesn't know the context of this is the 7th election in 4 years.
I think we've covered every single one of them since we've started the show.
I think we skipped a couple because we did definitely skip
yeah,
a
we
couple.
all right, fine. I'm giving us too much credit.
Yeah. Because like the problem is that they basically keep coming back with the same results of like the term the British use is hung parliament.
Damn right I have a hung parliament.
Really set you up for that one. but like this is an actual kind of like hung parliament. Like hung parliament in the British sense just means like we have two parties, neither of them got a majority. Oh no, a third party is going to have to get involved now. That's what like hung parliament means in British terms. But like in this, it's like, oh, it's kind of like an even. Everyone got 15% of the vote, and they all fucking hate each other. But all for different overlapping and contradictory reasons. And that's been basically going on for the last 4 years. And the term I've even seen thrown around now is frozen democracy, where like taking the lovely, like putting the miserable IR hash back on, which I imagine is a fedora. Um, and just taking the term of like frozen conflict, to describe things like Turkish North Republic of Cyprus or like the Korean War, and applying it to Bulgarian parliamentary politics.
Fair.
Yeah. So that seems to be where it comes from, because like they have governments for a little bit and then they fucking collapse. Volt was involved briefly in one of them. It kind of like got in a couple of seats off of the like coattails of like a giant coalition thing, and then got destroyed.
Again, I think that if we like learned rudimentary Bulgarian, we could get elected to parliament for like 2 months before it collapses again.
Everyone gets a go. So the last ones were held there in the 27th of October. There still really isn't a government. Gerb came out on top. Boyko Borisov is still there, despite like several of these elections where his party did not do well. He did not resign. Came in with like 25% of the vote, not a majority. All the parties that he could work with to make up the maths and make up the numbers hate him, and he hates. So like
vibes all
really
around is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, you're invited to the worst party.
Yeah.
So like analysts kind of like say like there's Gerb, there's another party called PP, which we are the change, I think is what that one is. And then coming in third is Revival, which we'll talk about them a little bit later. The only thing that really changed in terms of results of this election was DPS, which is a party that like had been historically coming second in all these elections, had a split in July over like leadership dispute. DPS is like a liberal party that also represents like the Turkish minority issues, because Ottoman Empire, Bulgaria has like a substantial Turkish minority. Um, so they split into like DPS NN, which claims to be the real DPS, and APS, um, which shoved them both down to fourth and sixth place respectively. Um, Turnout's miserable, as we said, and then there was a lot of predictions about this election that didn't prove to be true. People were like, "Oh, Revival and the Socialist Party are going to really appeal to like the left behind voter." That didn't really happen. Like really, everyone in Bulgaria just seems to be pissed off at the elections at this point, as you can see from the turnout.
Of course. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, 37%, baby.
yeah, and like we have we had like these on the street kind of like reports of the what is it? Yeah, so like in Sullivan, Sullivan, Sullivan,
No idea.
a town in central Bulgaria. Like passerby, like people were like campaigning on the street for APS, which is like this new party. It got like 7% of the vote in this election, 19 seats. Um, and they were like campaigning on the street, and people were just like ignoring them. And like one of the people was like Vox Pop went in there and just like interviewed this like mother who just like walked past APS and was just like, I couldn't care less, honestly. Mother of two, said Arzu. One is just like the other, basically complete disenfranchisement with all parliamentary politics. But now we get to talk about some of the like monsters and nut jobs in here, which is fun for us. There's a little podcast. Um, Revival. Nick, do you know much about Revival?
Um, it's probably one of my least favorite Eminem albums, but no.
That's what the party is based on. No, so Revival came third. Um, and they're so do you remember the name Angel Jamskowski?
Yes, I do.
Because it's hard to remember. It's hard to forget a guy called Angel.
It's actually Angel in the Bulgarian.
um
Yeah, this is the dude
Angel
who got who threw a fit, did the like Hitler salute, and got kicked out of European Parliament, like in that session.
yeah, in that session, and then got like fined. He was from a party called I always called it Vimro, VMRO, far right party. Their logo is like messed up. It's that red and black
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Banderas
yeah.
flag with like VMRO just written on gold letters on it. And this party Revival, that guy just lost his MEP seat because VMRO are not relevant anymore in the like maelstrom of elections that have been happening in Bulgaria. Because this Revival is a split from that party that has kind of like taken all their seats, occupied the far right space in Bulgaria. And naturally enough, like when an EU election was held, like some Revival guys got sent and the Vimro guy was out. That's where they come from. They've also, the only thing they've managed to like do and be very successful with in this like handful of parliamentary sessions that have kind of like gone nowhere is they passed a like Russia style rainbow propaganda law, um which I have from I'm just gonna read here from Lev Fem, which is a socialist feminist group in Bulgaria. Uh, their like literature got translated and promoted in Left East. Um, Quote: The Bulgarian parliament adopted a bill amending the Preschool and School Education Act that prohibits actions related to propaganda, promotion, or incitement in any way, directly or indirectly, of ideas and views related to non-traditional sexual orientation and or determination of sex identity other than biological. Non-traditional sexual orientation is further defined as a perception of emotional, romantic, sexual, or sensual attraction that differs from the generally accepted and established in Bulgarian legal tradition one between persons of opposite sex. The bill was tabled by the far-right Revival Party and was passed with the votes of all but one party in the parliament. The proposal was also supported by two large teachers' unions as well. So
that sucks. Like,
that sucks so
yeah,
bad.
that's pretty fucking awful.
Yeah. And naturally enough, like international media is concerned with this party as well because they are pro-Russian. Uh Not in the sense of like this publication has gotten itself into a
Yeah,
bit,
we were
but
fine. We were fine with the fascism, but it's we draw the line on the pro-Russian sentiment.
yeah, and they definitely do seem to like take that because another one of the big like parties is the Socialist Party of Bulgaria. They are in the BSP coalition that got like 7% of the vote. And they're kind of a they kind of have a like they genuinely have like a there needs to be peace talks, and they don't talk about Russia too much domestically because they know a lot of Bulgarians like have a connection with Russia or view Russia positively. So they just kind of view it as like a third rail that's kind of like unnecessary to talk about. That party gets labeled pro-Russian in the same breath as Revival, but Revival is a very different beast in the sense that like it really does the Revival really do like Putin, really want to do what Putin does in Russia in Bulgaria, as you can tell with that law they fucking tabled. Um which I like reading further from that Lev Fem article, they were just like this is basically copy and paste to what like Russia passed in like the late 2000s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So also a fun thing is that the leader did have to pay a huge fine for being anti-Semitic towards the leader of another party. Konstantin Kostadinov, classic Eastern European name. My first name and my last name are the same. Usually you get that with like first name, middle name, but yeah, Kostadin Kostadinov is the leader of Revival. Was hit with penalties for anti-Semitic Facebook posts. That is the social media for that. Like, against
Boomer ass fucking country.
oh, absolutely. There's like one of the things I've realized since going back to Ireland is like to really have like very tuned in understanding of Irish politics does mean I'd have to log into Facebook
No,
more.
you're not
I
doing that to your mental health,
I'm
Kieran.
not doing.
No, no, no. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
That it seems like this party might be bad from what I'm getting. You
Yeah.
have a guy who I mean, you have, Captain Hitler salute over here and the
Mm,
head of the party be like, doing
yeah.
anti-Semitic cyberbullying.
Directly to the leader of We Continue the Change. The
These
leader
party
is
names are so fucking stupid.
I know it's great.
I think I may figure out what's wrong with this country. They just have dumb names for all their parties.
Okay, so like I think there's like real like do you know how biologists will always do like experiments on like evolution where they want to like create lab conditions, they'll always test it with like fruit flies
This
because
is
like
this is this is Bulgaria with democracy.
with
Yeah.
yeah, because like fruit flies go through like 14 generations in an afternoon. So it's like, yeah, we want to see the future of democracy. They're like speed running democracy in Bulgaria right now.
Yeah, what about if we give all the parties names of like Japanese auto-generated like baseball players?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like hi, I'm the leader, Vladimir Vladimirov of a party called like Dirk Gently.
Yeah. Translating
Yeah.
into English, we won't stop the fire.
the fire the fire is burning, brackets good.
In a coalition with the party, the fire is burning bad.
Yeah.
The coalition lasted 3 weeks.
The coalition lasted 2 weeks after the leader of Fire is Burning brackets good made a lot of posts on Facebook filled with slurs directed at his Turkish colleague over at the Fire is Burning brackets bad. Yeah, so the leader of We Continue the Change is couldn't find this in English if he's Jewish or of Jewish descent, but still. Yeah. The courts were like, ugh. One of the things that is also coming out,
I bet he's an ardent Israel supporter too.
I don't know. Like, I think because of all the like bullshit that's happening in Bulgaria at the moment, they haven't even
they haven't even thought about it.
They're gonna have like their first government that lasts longer than 2 years, and they'll finally be updated about what's happened on October 7th, and everyone will have to scramble for political position. But one of the other things that I think people know, because it goes around, it gets a little bit viral on the internet every so often, is the Bulgarian Communist Party's new logo, which they took directly from Red Alert too.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. Because again, go on.
Oh no, I just this is one of those dumb fun facts of this party never will be in government, but I do appreciate the energy of exactly like, you know what, like let's just try things out, see if they work. If no one will notice that it's the Red Alert 2 logo for when you play as the Soviet Union. I mean, but like, who knows? Maybe like they get elected and then their first bit of business is just like invading the United States and destroying the Pentagon. I mean, that's not a horrible policy position if you ask me.
Yeah. But I think this is a consequence of when you're a speedrun the democracy kind of shit, is just like, oh man, we need a logo. Shit. There's an election next week that's been like just announced. Fuck. I need to submit this to some sort of electoral body. We need a logo.
Yeah. There's also this other party that you have two in the list here that I fucking love because it's so cheesy as well. And
it does look like it's from Red Alert 2 as well.
Yeah, called Mech. So like
Mech, yeah.
Moral Edinstva Chest. So like morality, unity, honor. Garbage ass fucking name, but their logo is so corny.
And mech is also the Bulgarian word for sword. So that's why
that's fucking cool. I mean, they're a fascist party, aren't they?
Yeah, they're bad. Like the Bulgarian Socialist Party has like a rose as their logo. Like it's not like a completely different political ecosystem over there. Like when a party is called Sword and it has swords in its logo, it's probably fucking violent.
They're a split from We Continue the Change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Populism, social conservative, soft Euroscepticism, anti-establishment. I don't believe that they're a centrist party. Cultural, ethical, right wing. All right, yeah. Their motto is Bulgaria first. Bulgaria Priva?
Yeah, fair enough. Priva, yeah. Premier kind of
Privo? I don't know. I don't know how Bulgarian's weird because it has the Cyrillic alphabet, but from what I know, a lot of the letters are like pronounced slightly differently.
It's they would say it's pronounced the correct way, and Russia pronounces it weirdly.
Yeah, because
we invented it.
Yeah, the small b or whatever has like the one that in Russia that then's like a hard sound actually has a different sound in Bulgarian, from what I'm aware of.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
This is wild. Wow, that is such a corny fucking logo.
We should probably do a better job of describing it. It's like a red. It's a circular shield with like a red rim, and on that red rim is written match, and and then underneath is written morality, unity, honor. And in the center of the shield, which is silver, like if you're
Like,
imagining a
yeah,
graphic design logo,
like
that is like,
pewter.
yeah, yeah. And
Like
if you were imagining like these colors as like solid colors, like you would see on like the Pringles logo.
yeah, of course.
No, this is like a video game texture. It has grit. The shield is weathered. This is like a starting item in fucking Skyrim. And then in front of that shield is a cross of some sort with
Two
letters on it.
swords.
Two swords making an X over the cross. We got a little bit of asterisk 6-point star thing going on. I think those are letters. There's got to be like, yeah, yeah. Or God, I hope they're not runes. The top two look like runes. Like the north and south on that cross look like runes, and then the east and west are like P and B. So like R and V in Bulgarian, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're also
Uh,
homophobic. Surprise.
well, yeah. Like, did you hear that law described and like how all but one party voted for it?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. It's an advocate for traditional family values while opposing LGBT community. It's just weird.
Of who
Wow.
we use the swords on.
I know. It's just the sense of like if I were looking at that party, there's not like you don't need to tell me that party's homophobic. I can just like
Oh,
assume.
absolutely. Like even if I just saw that logo in the abstract, it'd be like, oh, like a, someone who's pretty high up in the like Skyrim modding community made this asset.
Oh,
They're probably
absolutely.
homophobic.
I just know for a fact that there's a lot of people in this party who have like katana collections.
Yeah, or like maybe no, because maybe that's too like I'm too
Too
much of a
weeb.
nationalist. Yeah, so maybe it's like they unironically say historical European martial art. They practice HEMA.
I mean, yeah, maybe you're right. Like it could be either. I guess yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like true weeb culture is fascism, in that sense. The guy who got in trouble for the Nazi salute
Yeah.
is a weeb probably in real life.
Mm.
And a,
Your
and a,
name's
and
Angel. That's
and
like an anime character
yeah,
name.
exactly. Angel.
Angelu. Yeah.
Oh, so what you're
Yeah.
telling me is that we'll be back here in like 4 months doing another Bulgaria update.
Oh, absolutely. When
Awesome.
like Match sweeps the election.
Yeah.
Who doesn't get into government because everyone fucking hates them and they hate everyone else.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Europe you never change. I mean, actually, please, Europe, change. This is getting annoying.
I think like is it genuinely like that all the graphic designers have left
I've left
Bulgaria
Bulgaria, exactly. they're
due
all
to
they're
brain
all in
drain.
Germany.
Yeah, and then all that remains are people who like make their money by selling assets on the like the Steam Workshop store, because you
Yeah,
can just do that remotely, and the money goes further in Bulgaria.
that's very
So
true.
yeah, yeah,
Well, I guess
beautiful.
on that note, with that roaring applause for democracy that Bulgaria gave us,
37%,
yeah.
37%.
Hopefully, I really hope that next time that they top 40, actually, if they did 40%, that's a pretty standard European election for some countries. So,
I think this is bad. Like, actually, ooh, hang on. Let me see if I can find that out for you. So before this political crisis started, what was the turnout rate? I'm gonna have to go back a lot of elections on Wikipedia. Actually, or like when this started, the election in 2021. 2023, 2, okay. So the last. Oh, hang on. Why is this a presentation?
it's 38.43% in 2021.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty
We got a
horrible.
presidential election here with like 50%
Oh, that's
before
cool.
the crisis began.
Yeah, no,
And then
2021
in
general
2021 it
election.
dropped. So
Yeah.
ooh, that is
What
fucking
was it in
bad.
2016? We have
50
yeah, 56%. That's 50% for the second round too. That's yeah, nice.
terrible. Yeah, it genuinely seems like something fucking happened. Like it was a concerning. It was like at America rates. It was like 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it became Slovakia
Oh, wait,
rates.
wait, 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 wait. Here we have April 2nd, 2023. We got 40.5%.
So
Then
someone tried. We tried
June
to
of
fix
this
it, but
year was 34%. And then we
yeah,
have the last one of here it says 38.9% as of today.
no, yeah, we went from America rates to Slovakia rates, and man,
I
that's
mean,
that's what happened.
they be saying that then that Romania is the America of the of the Slovakias.
Okay, so the 2017 Bulgarian general election. This was the last one before the crisis. 53.85.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. You know what? I don't.
Yeah.
That's an okay for as you know from USA
US.
USA USA. That's a normal. You know it.
Yeah.
That's like a
I
low
think
turnout there, but yeah.
I think the the two American parties should switch to like red alert style logos.
Yeah, that would be
It's
perfect.
like a fucked up donkey.
Yeah,
Like a lot weathered
the
donkey.
Republican Party just becomes a gun.
An elephant with guns for tusks.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fucking cool, actually.
Yeah. Actually, just like the Black Power Rangers like Mastodon Zord.
Hell yeah, that rocks.
It's like take that. Just make that. Should
That's
have been a donkey Zord. There wasn't, so we
yeah.
have to go with the elephant Zord.
All right.
Anyway,
On that note, I guess
yeah.
we'll see you guys on the bonus. Take care.
Ciao ciao.
Bye bye.